but I found myself in the middle of two sides of a conversation about how gospel art should be, right? So one side was the stories that we're telling are too one-sided, and a real gospel project should tell everyone's story, right?
What's
So
the real
this is,
gospel project in the first place? What is that?
but this is, so that's one side of it, and the other side of it is shook because of these comments. You know, there is an unwillingness to stand by that, and this is the thing. With what I've been trying to do, what we've been trying to do, is to actually make something that's God glorifying, like equal parts God glorifying and emotional, right?
Why emotional?
Because emotion is what connects. So, okay, nerdy part of my brain, there's a spectrum of emotion to truth, right? So true art, always going to be true. You can look at it today, you can look at it in 10 years, you can look and go, yep, that's true, I agree. But because it's truth, it's fact. So you connect, and you don't connect with 2 + 2 = 4. It's just the fact of the matter. That's never going to change. Emotions connect. You feel this thing, I feel it too. You feel it right down here. But you don't feel the same every day. So emotional music may not age very well, because if you don't feel the same in a year, a month, whatever it is, you listen back and go, I wish I hadn't said that, I wish I hadn't done that, much less for however someone else might feel. The balance is love. That's why every single classic piece of art is a love story or ends in love, because the closest the world can get to making something with actual wisdom is once you include love, because it's true. Love is always true. So you can look back and go, well, yeah, they loved each other, whatever it is, but it will connect emotionally also. These are all the things that are kind of loaded into it. So you have the first verse is just about like the job and the opportunities, right? Is this the time to try and do music full time? The second verse is about the team and the state of the culture and community that I'm trying to speak into. The stuff that I'm trying to make, is anyone even trying to hear it? Because if I'm doing this, like if that's the stuff that I'm thinking about when I'm making stuff, people go, I want the praise and worship crap, man. Like, what is all this shy? And because shy got no response from Christians, zilch.
But that speaks to the culture we live in, though, because there's no wanting to be vulnerable in that way, and there's not an understanding of vulnerability in Christianity right now, in my opinion, because we're meant to be vulnerable. We're meant to be vulnerable. We're meant to confess our sins to one another. We're meant to show who we are, and if we don't do that, then when someone does it, it's weird. It's
weird, yeah.
And
I get it as well, because I know there's a fear of glorifying. So
glorifying what?
Whatever the thing is you're being vulnerable about. As in, like, look, I think when you're taking God really seriously, like just from conversations I've had with different artists, like you want every word to represent that. You want to be able to say any lyric you say in front of God.
Yeah.
Right? And because of that, you don't want to be put in a position, whichever way, that maybe you're saying something that someone else could take as da-da-da-da-da, right? I don't have that fear, or the spirit doesn't convict me on that particular thing. So I feel free to like talk about whatever thing, but I think there's a lot of people that also have that ability and desire, but there might be a bit more fear of like, and a lot of, I didn't come up in like a church scene as well, so maybe that's why I can't visualize like church leaders or whatever that are going to listen and feel a kind of way. Maybe I would then.